How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to have a look at something that looks a little bit like a toy and kind of gimmicky, but it actually proved itself to be a very good tool when it comes to taking product shots in the studio. This is a motorized camera dolly called the DL200.
Essentially, it's a dolly, but it can easily substitute a slider because sliders are larger and harder to carry around. Just so you know, unlike a slider, this is only meant for smooth surfaces, basically like a table or a desk, even a smooth floor. But you cannot use it on uneven or bumpy surfaces. To be honest, I wasn't going to review this thing, but I saw it online and I thought it looks interesting. Someone even suggested this thing to me. And I thought, let's go ahead. If it's not good, I could just list it on eBay and sell it back. But to my surprise, it proved itself to be quite good, which was something I was not expecting. By the way, Neewer did not send, sponsored, nor have they paid me to make this video. I bought this product myself. So this is the Neewer DL200 electric motorized dolly. So let's go ahead and review it in this video. I'll tell you all the good things about it, the bad things, and whether it is worth getting one if you're content creating. Let's do it. Okay, so this thing comes packed in a hard case together with a GoPro mount, a phone holder, a mini ball head, a USB Type-C charging cable, some spare rubber rings for the wheels, a leaflet with guides on how to use it, a manual, and the dolly itself. The dolly itself is made of solid aluminum, so it's high quality by the looks of it. Basically, it has some weight to it and it seems to be well built. Although it looks like a toy, it doesn't feel like a toy. It feels more like a tool. It has an LCD screen where you can see the speed setting and the battery level. 4 buttons, basically a power on, power off button, a speed toggle button, a start stop going left, and a start stop going right. If you don't want to use it manually, you can download the app, for which you can find QR codes in the manual. I'll put a link in the description for the app as well. And I do recommend that you get the app because it allows you to fine tune your speed. It also allows you to do time lapse if you're into those. You also have an option in the app called running mode. This allows you to select whether you want the dolly to start gradually or suddenly. Why would anyone need it to stop suddenly? I don't know. In manual mode, even at its lowest speed, it kind of goes fast. So the app is the way to go in my opinion. At the front, there are 2 ports, one for charging and updating the software, and the other one is a 2.5mm port for a shutter cable, in case you want to use it for time-lapse with a mobile app. Speaking of charging it, has a 2600 mAh battery, which takes about 3 hours to charge, and it has a continuous runtime of 3 hours according to them. The load capacity is 3 kilograms according to the manual, but according to the online listing is 2 kilograms. Either way, I can fit a Sony a7 IV with a prime lens, even at 24-70 G Master Mark II, no problem. One thing to note, you're only meant to fit the camera sideways or facing the small wheels, not the back of it. I don't know why, but that's what the instructions say. Also be aware, if you put a heavy lens and it's leaning towards this corner over here, it will get it out of balance and it can tip. Your camera could fall and get damaged. Next, let's have a look at the payload. You cannot put a camera and a lens that are too heavy. I mean, it has a payload of around 3 kilograms or 6 pounds, which is not too bad. I don't know whether I should call this a limiting factor or a benefit because 3 kilograms is quite good. It's not bad. You can fit almost any lens, and I probably wouldn't put like a 70-200 G Master, but anything lower like 135mm, 24-70 Mark II, or 105, even the 50mm G Master f1.2 can work because they are under 3 kilograms or 6 pounds together with the camera. So I guess you could use it on a desk. You could even use it on a floor if it has a smooth surface, probably even outside on some tiles, pavement as well, but it needs to be smooth because, as you can imagine, going over bumps with these tiny wheels, they will create vibrations and you cannot get rid of vibrations in post. Obviously, you know, the bigger the wheels, the smoother it will go over bumps. So it's something to be expected. You can't get everything from a product. And given the fact that it's so small and, you know, you can fit it almost anywhere. It can fit in a bag. It almost fits in a pocket, although I wouldn't carry it in a pocket because it's kind of heavy. Provided the fact that it's so tiny and compact. Also, you can take a mirrorless camera on it. You can't ask it to do everything. One major flaw of this dolly is the fact that it does not go in a straight path when you want to do linear shots. It may have to do with the fact that it has only one motor, so only one wheel spins, and also the adjustment angle is kind of inaccurate and it overturns. So basically it goes beyond 0 at its minimum setting and it goes beyond 70 at its maximum setting. So when you go more than a meter, it will start to drift off. Now, doing circular shots comes with its set of challenges. First, if you want to go more than 180 degrees without the camera drifting off the subject you're filming, you need to figure out the circle it takes at that angular adjustment. In other words, if you want to spin around an object, it's very challenging, and just like with linear shots, the dolly will not maintain a set path but it will drift off. And lastly, the ball head could have been a little bit better because the locking knob either gets stuck when done tightly or slips if not done tight enough. The top bit even came off several times. The same thing can be said about the phone holder. It's very plasticky and flimsy. Now let's have a look at the good things about this dolly. The first thing that I like about it is the build quality. All metal with really nice finishes. Next, the fact that it's very compact, especially after folding the arm in, and it's well more compact than a slider. Next is the load capacity, which is really good. You can fit a mirrorless camera with a heavy lens on it, no problem. The next thing I like is the fact that the dolly runs smoothly without jitters, stutters or vibrations, provided you're on a smooth surface. It's actually smoother than I expected, plus you have the option to control it with an app, which makes it even better. The runtime seems to be quite good, although I have not tested the battery fully. It's just something I noticed by using it. The next thing that I like about it is that you can do some really cool shots, which can't be done so easily with a slider, especially curved ones. And lastly, this is purely subjective, but I like that I can turn my manual slider into a motorized one. By the way, they have a similar dolly called the DL300. Now, I'm not going to compare the DL200 to the DL300, but the DL300 seems to be a little bit more stable. And what I like about it the most is the fact that circular shots are more straightforward than they are on the DL200. So probably I'll keep the DL300 and sell the DL200. Speaking of selling it, let's have a look at the price. The DL200 sells for around 150 to 160 pounds, and in my opinion that's kind of pricey, especially because of the issues I just mentioned, but I still think it's a cool product and definitely useful for content creators. In my opinion it should be a little bit cheaper, but anyway, that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys found it useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now.